This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
catbeast.com. If you guys want customized hats, then check out catbeast.com. Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the brand new Nike Lebron 20. So Finish Line had a shock drop and it's not available on Finish Line anymore. Actually, I wonder if they accidentally put it up on their website and then like for a day, and then shout out to you guys, especially the homie Mike for the heads up. These are going for a whopping 200 bucks. I mean, it's not anything surprising. Lebrons are always like 180 to 200 bucks. Top of the line. They always give us crazy tech and all that, so that makes sense as far as the price goes. If you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. It's probably not going to be available, but it is rumored to be coming out in October. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones. In this colorway we have, what is this color? It's like a very light beige color with a hint of purple, I think. And the pattern is very multi-directional and there's a lot going on, a lot of curvy lines. And then of course here in the heel we have LeBron, the Dunkman logo, and also here in the middle of the outsole we can see the carbon fiber midfoot chain plate, which as far as the quality goes, it's not the best. If you look at like WOW, the WOW 10, and all the other shoes that have carbon fiber, I don't know, like comparing it to this just doesn't look very nice, you know what I mean? Like it just looks like painted over and stuff. But anyways, how does the traction feel right now? So on my wood floors, holy crap guys, the bite is absolutely insane. It's so refreshing because Lebrons have never really had amazing traction, you know what I mean? They're always like pretty good or just solid. Sometimes it's really bad like the Lebron 19 was, but the Lebron 20 is feeling top tier guys. And also there is a lot of squeak. It's very loud and it squeaks like crazy on my wood floors, right? So I really like how that feels and sounds so far. And as far as the durability goes though, I mean the durability seems alright. The rubber actually feels pretty hard, although the grooves are really thin. Like the grooves look super thin and the grooves look deep, which is good, but you would think that, because of the thin grooves, it wouldn't be very good for durability on the outdoor court. But like feeling it with my fingers, it's a pretty hard rubber, right? And also here in like where the ball of your foot is, where there's a lot more force and where you want a lot more durability, there's a like thicker rubber here, right? So I feel like durability should be okay. Probably not the best option, but it feels like it'll be pretty good. But it's a $200 shoe, so I have my doubts if anyone wants to play with these on the outdoor court, right? But yeah, I'm super excited about the traction. It feels amazing. All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition, also feels very, very nice, right? So here in the heel, we have a pretty curved shape. Although the outsole does come up to cage the Cushlon, it has a lot of compression, which we'll get into for the Cushlon. Then here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape and a good amount of forefoot flex. Like it's not super flexible, it has actually some rigidity even here in the forefoot, which is good. That's gonna give you kind of like that propelling like power and like kind of like spring effect a little bit, because when you kind of like go to the tip of your toes and you kind of like put some pressure here, it's gonna bounce up a little bit, right? So that's a good thing. And of course we have the carbon fiber midfoot chain plate, so that's good for torsional support. So overall heel to toe transition feels really, really nice. And now moving on to the cushioning setup guys, right? So we have full length Cushlon and it is very exposed here in the heel and also here in the midfoot. Here in the forefoot it is caged, right? And we have this rail coming up, that's what they're calling it. It says right here a lateral guard rail, right? They actually give you the tech specs, which is pretty cool. It came with the box. So yeah, that when I first saw it, I thought it was like plastic or something, but I mean, it feels like a softer plastic or even like a harder rubber, but it doesn't seem to be a part of the outsole. It seems like a different part, it seems like a different piece, but it does come up to act as a sidewall. And then here on the medial side, the rubber outsole does come up, so you have extra grip when you're doing these types of movements, which is very, very good. So yeah, the cushioning setup here in the heel, there's so much compression. Actually, it's so soft that I really, really like it, but I do have my concerns for lateral stability, right? There is a lot of compression, so it maybe, hopefully, isn't too unstable, but like I said, it is really soft and there's a lot of compression, so I like that. And then of course here in the forefoot we have a top-loaded Zoom turbo unit, like the Zoom Turbo units found in the Kyrie 5, 6, and 7. But for some reason, it's a little bit easier to feel than the Kyries to me. You know, I can definitely feel the Zoom unit, especially in the forefoot. It feels nice. Of course, it's not as crazy as like the Kyrie Infinity with the Zoom Strobo unit in the forefoot. That's insane. That's super easy to feel, right? I feel like this is a good like average or good medium between like a Zoom Strobo unit in the forefoot and also like a top-loaded Zoom unit, you know what I mean? This feels a little bit more bouncy than like a regular Zoom unit that's like top-loaded, but not as crazy as a Zoom Strobo unit in the forefoot. There also is a very large volume Zoom unit in the heel, but it is bottom-loaded. There is a little bit of cushion between the Zoom unit and your foot, so you can't really feel the Zoom unit all too much in the heel. Also, the insole is just a regular ortholite insole, it feels like, and if you look underneath the insole, the Strobo board is it's not super stiff, but it is on the stiffer side of things, so stepping comfort isn't the best, but like I said, you can feel the Zoom Turbo pretty easily in the forefoot. Also, another thing is the court feel, guys. The court feel is really good. It doesn't feel amazing like the Harden Volume 6 or the 282 or shoes that are really like right on top of the ground, but it's definitely way better than past Lebrons. The past Lebrons were so damn high that, you know, I just don't really like playing in them all too much, you know? So yeah, these feel really good for court feel. It's super comfortable for the cushion line, especially in the heel. And then the Zoom Turbo unit feels really nice here in the forefoot. So it feels great. I love the cushioning setup so far. And now moving on to the materials. So here in the materials, I'm not 100% sure what Nike's calling this because the tech specs are gone on Finish Line. But yeah, like when I first saw it in pictures, I thought it was gonna be a lot more plasticky, but feeling it feels a lot more like a cotton material, you know, or like a polyester, you know. It feels a lot more clothy than like plasticky, you know, which I feel like is a good thing. There's really zero stretch to it, feels very supportive, but also it's a lot thinner than I thought. Remember when I first saw it in pictures, I thought it was gonna be like a thicker material, and when you kind of like look at it, like since it is a LeBron, you would think it is thicker because, you know, like battle knit, and you know, like knit materials in general are like on the thinner side of things, but when they put it on LeBron's, they made it a lot thicker because he needs a lot of support, right? But this is actually quite thin. Look at that, and it conforms to your foot really well. It doesn't feel like very premium, but also doesn't feel super cheap, of course, which is a good thing, especially for $200 freaking dollars. So that feels actually pretty damn nice. I like that. And then for the tongue, the same material is right here, right? And then it just like, as far as the knit pattern goes, it kind of looks like a basket weave pattern a little bit, right? But I like that. And also for the swoosh, we have a double swoosh. That looks great. It is stitched, so you can see the embroidered stitching around the swoosh or swooshes. And on the medial side, we have one swoosh. And then for the tongue, we actually have pretty minimal padding. Like on the bottom here, there's not a whole lot, it's just a material. And then on top, there's a little bit of padding. You know, it's more on the minimal side of things. And also it is a half booty construction tongue, giving you a better overall one-to-one fit. And then here in the ankle area, it feels really nice, right? So this lining material feels great. It's like a really nice neoprene material. There's a little bit of stretch to it, and it kind of adds to the quality of the shoe in my opinion. And this foam also feels a little bit different than like most other shoes. It feels more of like a memory foam, there's a nice give to it, and it feels really nice and plush and also premium. That feels really nice in the ankle area, but it's not like too thick or anything. Like it doesn't feel bulky, but it adds for very nice comfort here in the ankle area. So yeah, the materials are amazing. I mean, LeBrons are known for being high up off the ground and also like kind of bulky, especially for the materials and all the padding and stuff. But the LeBron 20 is a very large departure from that design, which I like. Here in the heel, we have like a little tab, right? There's really no external heel counter or anything, but there seems to be an internal heel counter though. And then we can see the LeBron logo right here as well. And then here we have two X's for 20, obviously. And also a nice little touch. There's two X's right here on the tongue with LeBron's signature, and also there's like a string where the laces go through, and that makes like an X as well. All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size, and it fits me like really snug. So I would suggest actually for most people going up half a size, right? I feel like it's because there's a good amount of padding here in the back of the heel, so that's probably pushing my foot forward a little bit. But yeah, my toes are like right at the edge, like really close to it, and it's kind of scrunching up a little bit, right? I don't mind that all too much, but I feel like most people will probably want like a like a little bit more room lengthwise, so I would suggest going up half a size. If you want a really snug fit, then you should be okay going true to size though. And then as far as the width goes, I would say it's around normal width to slightly narrow. Like look at that, it's just a nice point here, right? Gets super narrow here at the tip of the shoe. And then also here in the toe box is a very snug fit, right? I really like the overall fit. You know, it fits my foot pretty much like a glove. So yeah, overall fit is really nice. If you have a wide foot or you want a roomier fit here in the toe box, probably go up a full size, right? All right, moving on to the support and lockdown. So that's one thing that I feel like LeBrons are always good at. You know, here, I mean, it's LeBron. He needs support, right? So here in the forefoot, we have that guardrail, like I mentioned. It's not coming up that much, so that did worry me, but this material feels really supportive. There's not a whole lot of stretch to it. It doesn't feel like it's gonna roll over on itself all too much either. So forefoot seems covered. Here in the midfoot, there's really not much going on, but we do have the double swoosh to kind of like stiffen up the material for a little bit more support. And then here in the heel, like I mentioned before, there seems to be a very stiff internal TPU heel counter. So I feel like lateral containment is going to be good. And also look at that, they added a little bit of an outrigger. Remember when that was a huge problem in LeBron's, like the LeBron 15, 16, and then, you know, remember I think it was a 16 where LeBron like kind of rolled his ankle, right? So they added like an outrigger in the LeBron 16 PEs, and while we consumers, the consumers didn't get that, you know, we just got no outrigger, which I thought was kind of like an issue. But anyways, they added that. It's wide, you know, it's a wide base, you're low to the ground, so that feels great as well. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. And also LeBrons are known for being super freaking heavy. Remember the LeBron 19? That was one of the heaviest shoes I've ever weighed. It was like heavier than Foamposite, which is really crazy. But this shoe feels pretty damn light. You know, Cushlon is a very low density foam, right? The materials, there's not a whole lot of foam going on, you know, so it's gonna be pretty damn light, I feel like. Oh, 13.02 ounces. Let's check the other pair. 12.87 ounces. But yeah, that is the lightest LeBron ever. I don't know about his entire line because I haven't tried all of his shoes and I haven't weighed all of his shoes, but out of all the LeBrons that I have, this is the lightest, right? And the average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier than average, but still feels really nice on foot. Like I said, the traction feels really nice so far. The cushion feels really good too. Hopefully it's not too soft as far as the Cushlon goes, but Cushlon, you know, to be honest, does bottom out pretty quickly. But I mean, there is a lot of Cushlon here, so I don't know. We'll have to see on that. Hopefully it's not too unstable either. But yeah, the weight is feeling really good and it feels great on foot so far. As far as the aesthetics go, I love it. The best LeBron, in my opinion, like in his entire line, I like this shoe. Or maybe the LeBron 15 though. LeBron 15 is definitely up there, but the 20 looks amazing. The colorways that we've seen, like the all peach colorway and also the bread colorway, are really dope as well. And a lot of you guys were saying this is the Lacobe, right? So anyways, tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes guys, the LeBron 20 is feeling freaking amazing. And like, usually I don't hate LeBrons, but like I feel like, you know, they're a solid performer, but I never really go back to play in them because first of all, they're heavy, a little bulky, they're high up off the ground, the traction normally isn't amazing either, right? But it just changed up like crazy. I wonder if, you know, if you look at Bronny's play style, he plays a little bit more like a guard, I guess. So maybe he wanted something. Maybe Bronny had something to do with the design a little bit. I don't know, but LeBron changed it up like crazy. Like if you look at his entire line, this is a huge departure, you know? And also if you look at LeBron, like he never really wore the 19, you know? And like with his big ass feet, it's probably like 2 to 3 pounds each. You know what I mean? So it's super heavy probably for him. And most of last season, he played in the Ambassadors, right? So hopefully we'll see LeBron playing the LeBron 20s a lot more. But I am super freaking excited about the LeBron 20. It's feeling amazing. And my first impressions of this shoe is, I feel like this is going to be a top tier performer. I'm saying like top 3, top 5 performer right here. So yeah, that about concludes my first impressions on the Nike LeBron 20. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.